American home furnishings company RH has taken over one of the most well-known English countryside manors and transformed it into a new destination to dine and browse for decor. The Grade 1 listed reserved for places of the highest historical significance like Buckingham Palace. 73-acre estate formerly known as Aynhoe Park is now RH England. The gallery at the historic Aynhoe Park, for some reason, they dropped the E. Situated just 70 miles from London, it comes complete with 3 restaurants, a wine lounge, a tea salon, and cleaning and juice bar. Wall Street likes to refer to us as a lifestyle brand, but no one knows exactly what a lifestyle brand is. Joke CEO Gary Friedman at the opening night party, explaining that RH Retail's home furnishings operates a luxury hotel in New York, the yacht private charters and restaurants around North America. Branded luxury residences are also the way, according to the company's latest earnings report. Branded RH England is the first overseas expansion for the Marin County, California-based company previously known as Restoration Hardware. I visited 6 days after its June 9th opening to check out the scene, having taken a 1-hour train ride down from London to the Oxfordshire and Northamptonshire borders. The grand classical revival building from the 1600s looks like a filming location, and indeed, star Ray J. John Page was at the glamorous launch party, and at the entrance there's even a bit of the series whimsy. The first thing you see upon entering is a unicorn, an eccentric art piece by former owner James Perkins. It's a preserved model of a horse. If you've never been to an RH, you would be forgiven for thinking the furniture or design in RH England would be likewise English aristocratic quirky, or a sumptuous color of the hit Netflix series. It's not, and it doesn't. The upper floors are filled with the latest RH collections, like soft chairs in wooden statement, piece tables and beds displayed in varying shades of beige, white, and cream. There are antique pieces in the showrooms and stairways, but the interiors of Aynhoe Park lack the intrigue one typically gets from visiting stately homes. I miss the oil and paintings, cozy, colorful couches, and bright patterns of fellow 17th century National Historic property, Cleveland House. But Cleveland is a hotel and not trying to sell anyone furniture. Drama instead is provided by looking out the magnificent floor-to-ceiling windows at the white studs outside roaming the gardens. Aynhoe Park has Europe's largest collection of white-heart deer, and they're a delight. Shoppers can take drinks from the wine lounge around with them as they pat pillows. A possibly sticky situation for clumsy guests who have been drinking 22-pound glasses of Merlot from Santa Ynez Valley. Near 6,000-pound sofas, RH famous cloud couches are celebrity favorites. There's an architecture and design library with a first edition of an Italian printed in 1521, and an exhibition about Sir John Soane, the noted architect, had renovated Aynhoe in the 19th century. Nearly the entirety of the property is open for exploring. Visitors get naps upon their arrival to wander around the glorious maze of Aynhoe, which has 60 rooms. They were called an upscale show home, tasteful and luxurious, but it could be anywhere. The 400-year-old mansion came alive to me in the restaurants. There's hopes to make RH England 2 days all-timer dining destination in the already competitive Cotswolds adjacent countryside market, and they're likely to succeed the way they have in New York with the busy and buzzy meatpacking district RH rooftop. A post shared by Bacca's agency and Contractive. I have simply am Kitty and Contract Council. The menu at the light-filled orangery restaurant tilts toward the extravagant. Starters include a wood-grilled avocado with 15 grams of Petrosian Imperial Kaluga caviar for 55 pounds, homemade chips, and tell a dip of caviar for 95 pounds. A whole branzino is available for a main course. The Australian Wagyu ribeye goes for 95 pounds.
The wine list includes plenty of local English options, as bestows the surroundings, like Preamble Number 3 from Hundred Hills in Oxford and Sparkling Rosé from Herbert Hall in Kent.
The food might be expensive, but it's also delicious. The Devon White rotisserie chicken sandwich, 25 yen, served at lunchtime, is tender. The charred ciabatta, it's served on crisp and buttery. The truffle fries are liberally dusted with Parmigiano Reggiano and expertly fried. The price points did feel like a tax for being inside such a grand house, which I was happy to pay for the scenery, even if I had no desire to have a caviar-based lunch. The crowd was a mix of well-dressed locals, a few visiting Americans who were driving through the countryside, and of course, hungry furniture shoppers. I inquired about the chair I was sitting on in the orangery. A design associate was swiftly dispatched over to me with a tablet to show me the custom time study. Orly chairs ready to ship to my own flat in London for a 10 $175 a piece in materials like Italian merino wool velvet. The other full-service restaurant currently open is the Loggia in the west wing of the property that was formerly the servants' quarters. It's an open-air restaurant with a more relaxed vibe, serving wood-fired pizzas and classic flavors like margarita, starting at 15 pounds with nicely charred crusts. Of course, there is a truffle option for 24 pounds. The student's option is a refreshing tart grapefruit granita. On a hot Thursday afternoon, the loggia was packed with guests dining in the shade of the grand house, glasses of wine in hand. When the weather cools down, the tables have individual fire pits for keeping warm. The effect was a kind of cozy country glamour. The Conservatory and American Bistro is set to open in autumn. If my early visit is any indication, I suspect RH England will soon join the likes of Soho Farmhouse, 9 miles away, and the Dalesford Farm Complex with its restaurants, shops, and members club as one of the must-visit spots for a day trip down from London. I'd happily make the 90-minute drive from the capital for a pizza and a glass of sparkling English rosé with a brilliant view, or another lunch inside one of the most beautiful buildings in England. The shopping, well, I'll leave those chairs alone.